Hi!
Hi, welcome back!
We're back!
Or welcome!
Welcome.
That's the case,
if you're new,
maybe.
hello.
Because we love you,
Mhm.
even if we haven't met you before. It is Sunday, June 10th,
10.
2018. And this is episode
10.
10. So we think this episode is going to be 10! Yay! Yarn confetti. Okay.
Okay.
Alright, so we are a close-knit
family.
I am Sue.
I'm Michael.
And we are a knitcast
Mm-hmm.
coming at you from, where am I? From Armstrong in the North Okanagan of British Columbia, Canada.
Sunny North Okanagan.
Woo! Pay no attention to the sound of rain pouring down on the roof.
What rain? There's no rain. There's never been any rain.
And we are following Mike's ongoing adventures as a beginner knitter. And holy, you are doing so. Anyway.
Thank you.
And my ongoing knitting and yarn addiction. It's bad. It really is. Anyway. Okay. So today we have whips, foes, Cal, what Mike brings to the table, events from around the world, which, spoiler alert, will include a little fun...
Sketch. Sketch is the word I'd use.
Okay. Okay, sketch. Movie. Blockbuster.
Blockbuster.
Blockbuster!
Blockbuster.
Okay, anyway. And that's the end of that for today, isn't it? So, but first, I would like to say, yes, Lori B was who we thought she was.
Mhm.
Is. And hi, Lori. Actually, I looked back at some notes, and we actually said hi to Lori, I think, on one of our, maybe our second or third episode, because Lori had caught me somewhere and commented that she'd been watching us. So,
Oh.
yay, Lori won!
Woohoo!
So Lori and I are going to make arrangements to meet up and get her winning skein of yarn. Okay. What else did
Lee Frumling.
Lee Frumling. I'm new to this whole mailing international stuff, so I actually do have your yarn all packaged up and in an envelope, and I just have to now get it to the post office and to get it sent away. So if you've been, running to the mailbox every day looking for it, you can stop now.
Stop now. Give it a couple days, then resume.
Or it's going international.
Or a week. Yeah,
so,
a week or two.
Yeah.
Then resume.
Tomorrow I'm gonna get that done.
Mm-hmm.
So my apologies for it taking so long. All right, and one other thing that I thought I should update you on is my bingo sheet. So I still have, I don't know.
You don't have bingo yet.
I don't have bingo yet. And I'm thinking, I'm down to, there's still a couple of spots that I could cross off where I still won't get a bingo.
Mm-hmm.
But holy, how could I have set this up? I don't know, better or worse? I don't even know what to say. But considering my plan to gain money for spending at Knit City by getting bingos on this thing, I don't know.
I don't know.
I still need a sponsor for that, by the way. So,
hey, do you want to pay for more of this? Contact us at cnfpodcast@gmail.com.
To pay for my bingo. Yeah, that's your prize this week. You get to pay. Okay, totally not. Sorry.
Okay.
We're maybe not as funny as we think we are.
Of course not. We're always funny.
All right, whips. Do you want to go first? Let's alternate.
Let's alternate.
I just gave something away.
I have a whip.
That you haven't seen before.
You haven't seen before because it is not part of the Cal. Last week I mentioned that as a reward, prize for the Cal, for the Sean's double knit hat Cal, which is that hat right there. I got a free design from or free pattern from Red and the Wolf Designs, and I decided on their pocket full of dice bag. I did not grab the pattern. Oh well. So the pattern calls for DK weight yarn.
Sorry, we got yarn confetti.
We got yarn confetti all over the place. The pattern calls for DK weight yarn, and we decided that instead of just going out to buy more yarn, we'll just dig through Mom's stash and find some DK weight. And none of the DK was really grabbing me, and then Mom said, well, hold on. If you do fingering weight held double, that is DK weight. So that's what I'm doing. And so I'm holding double a variegated yarn with a flat dark green.
These are both from Color Adventures.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I don't know what they're called. Or
it's another. We didn't keep the label, and it's getting all tangled up in my needles. But yeah, so you can sort of see the slight argyle design on the texturing. Yeah, this is my first experience knitting with a chart. It's also laid out in, on this round, Purl 5, Knit 2, whatever it is. But this is my first time knitting with a chart, and it's actually going pretty well. Yeah, the one thing I did wrong, this is it uses Judy's Magic Cast On.
And he looked that up and learned it all on his
pretty
own.
quick. The one thing I did wrong is that I have a purl bump at the bottom. I started it the wrong way. But that's okay. I actually kind of like this. It defines the bottom.
It gives a nice edge, a nice sort of finished edge to the
bottom. So I'm 3/4 of the way through the argyle pattern, and then it repeats again. And then there's a eyelet section for a tie off, and then it's cast off. And I'm really enjoying this. It's a nice it's a nice change from the Cal. It's just when I'm doing the Cal, I'm just kind of like This is great and all, but I kind of wanted to switch it up. It's nice to be able to switch over to this.
I don't think this is Color Adventures. I think I got this for a different project, and I don't think it was Color Adventures.
Uh-oh.
So my apologies. I cannot remember.
Yeah, because we didn't keep the labels.
But I sure do like.
How the two together
holding those two together.
Mm-hmm.
Is really, really nice. And you can see the diamond pattern coming in there for the argyle.
I was a little bit worried, because I love variegated yarns. I was a little bit worried that doing a variegated yarn with the argyle was just going to be too much. But definitely holding it double with this flat green is helping a lot with that. It looks great.
Let's call it solid green.
Solid green. Solid green.
It's a good word. It's a good word.
Why was I calling it flat?
I don't know.
That's okay. If I were to knit this again in the future, I would definitely use a lighter color in the yarn, but it's turning out great.
Yeah, a lighter color would help show up the pattern more. These are even things like I'm learning as I go along because I don't know these things. Okay.
That's my whip.
Awesome. So my whip, I have 2 whips, and if I may say, I only have 2 whips. That's going to change very soon.
That has to change.
I have I have one other thing that I keep sort of starting and then going, no, I don't like that, and ripping it out and starting, and no, I don't like that, and ripping it out. And I have some sock yarn I really want to knit up, and I have
Well, I have some sock yarn that I need to knit up too.
and I want to do, there's actually 2 of Kay Jones of the Bakery Bears, in case you don't know who I mean by Kay Jones. Kay Jones of the Bakery Bears. Really fun podcast. It stopped. There it goes.
Okay. And I don't know if that's going to show up in the video, but for us, the screen froze for about 4 seconds there.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So I was talking about Kay Jones of the Bakery Bears. And they have a really fun podcast. They do some fun stuff. They do some, anyway, they're from Yorkshire in the UK. But anyway, Kay does some really nice patterns. And one thing that I want to cast on, she's got Dobby's socks. So for any Harry Potter fans, basically they're small. I'm thinking they're about, sock about this big. And if you know, Dobby was given clothes, the one dirty sock from Harry Potter. So these are intended to be bookmarks, but they are actual little socks. Mm-hmm. So when I first saw it, I wasn't sure if it was just one-sided, but it is like a little sock. And she's got 4 or 5 little mini sock patterns, and I'm probably going to knit all of them at once. We'll see what happens. But anyway, so I want to cast those on because I just think they're super cute. And then, and I like the idea of just sort of experiencing a bunch of, like, some different sock patterns in mini just to see what I think of them. Mm-hmm. The other thing she's got is her Bits and Bobs blanket. And in case you noticed when we went with a little bit, I have so many, skeins of, like, little bits of yarn left over from socks and other projects. I mean, like, here's a little bit. Yeah, anyway. So her Bits and Bobs blanket, which is it's essentially, there is a single color yarn that goes like throughout, and then you just knit your little bits and bobs until they run out, and then do a new one, and then do it just as it goes through. And I looked today because I thought, why do I need to get a pattern for that? But she's actually used a stitch anyway, Bits and Bobs blanket, Kay Jones. I am probably going to be casting that on, buying a pattern later on today and casting that on, because I have no idea what the stitch is that she used. She does say specifically it's not brioche, but it looks like brioche, but apparently it's like really easy and very like it knits up really fast. I guess it's an interesting.
What is brioche?
That's Mike. That's a really good question. I like that question. Does anyone know how to describe what is brioche? You knit it with 2 colors.
Okay.
Of yarn.
Okay.
And one of the colors usually sort of stands up and stands out. I don't have anything I can go.
Okay. No, because I just popped this question up.
Yeah. And it's there are a lot of people who just go brioche, don't do it. And there are other people who are just like, yeah, brioche, I love it. Okay. I heard somebody say yesterday, actually, when I was at Knit in Public Day, which is, we'll talk about that later, who said that they had someone had come to them with a brioche project and said, I dropped a stitch, can you help me? And it was just like, no. Okay,
so I won't. What you're saying is I won't be brioching for a while.
I haven't tried it yet. It's on my to-do list.
Okay.
To try it out, but I haven't tried it yet.
Okay.
But the look, I'll show you some later.
Yeah.
The things that you can do with it. Actually, we'll pop in some pictures.
Yeah, we'll find some pictures. We'll pop them up. Here it is.
Because okay.
Hi.
Hey, technical difficulties.
We're
We're
back.
back. So I think we were talking about brioche.
We were talking about brioche.
And yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about brioche.
Pictures.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Okay, good. So whips. Back to whips.
Whips.
So right, I wasn't even talking about whips. I was talking about future.
You were talking about brioche.
Future potential projects. So yeah, K Jones, the Bakery Bears. I do enjoy their their podcast. So whips. My sweater that I'm designing. I don't want to spend too much time on it because I'm designing it. But I have joined under the arms, and away it goes. So
looks so good.
I know, I'm happy with that. Everyone tells me they love these colors, and that's great. They're not my favorite.
I like the colors. I agree that the striping
The
is
stripes.
bad.
And there's actually a few, like, if I had just, those bright sort of orangey red salmon colors, they need to go, in my opinion. But, and if I thought about it, I just would have, changed yarn at that point instead of carrying on. But anyway, and one of my knitting clients, if she hasn't had her baby yet, she was due like a week ago. And I started knitting one of these baby sock sacks that look like a work sock.
One of your knitting clients
Knitting
or your nail clients?
nail clients. She came and got her nails done the day before her due date. And so I said, ooh, I'm going to knit you one of these things. And so a baby sock sack for her. But the longer she goes without giving birth, I'm thinking I need to make this bigger. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so yeah, super cute. Sock monkey. Shoot, I should have got the name of the pattern. Sock monkey.
Here it is.
Sock monkey, sock sack, something along those lines. So that will be finished and hopefully to the new mom before I see you again. So we'll take a picture of it for next week because I'll have to give it away. Okay, those are my whips.
Hey!
Faux.
I have none.
Okay, and I'm wearing mine. Touchdown! Okay, so this is my graphite tank, and can I just say, look at how nicely it fits my shoulders. I am thrilled with that. Thrilled. And of course now, see, yarn confetti.
Yarn confetti.
So, there is the whole thing. Oh my God. There you go. That's me. Take me or leave me. Anyway, oh, look at that. It does that's that boobs thing, right? It comes up a little bit in the front. Anyway, I am going to block it again a little bit harder because I had to block it before I put on the armbands and the neckband. And I'm going to block it a little bit harder to try to get the bottom to scallop and hopefully to get a bit more stretched down. It's made with Pima cotton. It is the graphite tank. It's called to be knit in 2 pieces. I chose to knit it in the round. How
would you knit that in 2 pieces? Front and back, or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
See, this young man doesn't know that back in the day, everything was knit in pieces. Everything was knit flat, and you would knit a front side and if it was a cardigan, a front side and a front side and a back piece and an arm and an arm.
And then sew it all together. Oh.
And now this sweater, so my design, the sweater that I'm making, I've told everyone, like, my thing is I can't stand sewing stuff together. I literally want it to be finished as I knit it. I don't want to have to go, I will go back and do, weave in the ends. I don't mind doing that. But I'm not going to sew bits together. Don't want to do it. So that's my goal with the sweater I'm designing. It's as you work it, it's done. So yeah, and it's working out so far.
Good plan.
I'm happy about that. Anyway, so yeah, And I did end up, for those of you who've been watching my progress on this, I had started it and I ended up ripping it out to make it a bit smaller, because as much as I wanted it to fit, I didn't want it to be too big, and I'm really happy with the fit. I don't know if I just said that it is Pima cotton, so I'm expecting it to have a bit more stretch to it. Yeah, but overall I am super happy with it. So that is my faux.
Looks good.
Thank you. Cal!
Cal! So yeah, I don't know why, I kind of stalled on this last week. I was knitting my bag and...
I know why. Nothing to see here.
Okay.
He got frustrated.
Yeah, a little bit. And so I didn't get quite as much progress on it. It's pulling the wrong way as I wanted to. But here is my tilted cowl. I'm now into the 4th section. The 3rd section was what was giving me issue there. All these little eyelets. Again, yeah, I'm not sure about the striping in the variegated yarn there. I love the yarn itself and I love the colors, but I'm not sure about the striping.
I like it.
Yeah.
But you see, there's you know.
and then yeah, and again, I was a little bit worried about this this blue that I'm working in for the 4th section, about it not standing out enough. But no, that is real good. The only thing is, I am playing a little bit of Yarn Chicken. Where'd my end go?
Here.
Oh, the other end. The other end. Here is, so I need to be, so you can see, it's sort of alternating a purl and a knit. I have 3 done. I'm on my 4th bump. I need to do this 4 more times. And this is how much yarn I have left of my other one.
Okay, you're not gonna make it.
No. No, I can stretch it.
Anyone want to take bets on that? We can start a thing going. See, will Mike make it? Say, yes.
Yeah.
Just send us your money now.
But you see, I did actually play Yarn Chicken earlier in this pattern, way back here in section 2, where I'm fading between this green and into the variegated. It's not going to show. Oh, it sort of shows up. There's a couple rows here of just gray yarn.
And we'll do that. He'll do that again.
Yeah.
And it'll be fine.
Yep.
It'll be fine.
That's me on the cowl.
Yeah. And had I finished last? I don't think I had finished.
You had not finished yet. You were, because...
right. So mine is finished.
It looks very nice.
My tilted cowl is finished. Yeah.
I like that you ended with that darker color.
Yeah, I've never made one before with just solid color and solid colors, and I love the way it turned out. But essentially, what happened is a little bit of competition started with myself and a good friend of mine, and she had just started hers a week ago, or at least a week before, and she was catching up and getting ahead of me, and I'd already been at it for 3 weeks. I'd been sort of trying to pace with Mike,
and then
to knit along with him. And then I thought, okay, I can't let someone who's been working on it for less than a week finish it before I...
You're not competitive at all, are you? No.
Well, no, you know what? If we'd all started at the same time, I would have just, that's fine. But I'd been at it for 3 weeks. And yeah, I think the exact words were, okay, it's on.
Yeah, I think those were the exact words, too.
Yeah. So I finished my tilted cowl. And yeah, I really, really like this pattern.
Yeah.
Jenny. So yeah, tilted cowl.
By Jenny F.
Jenny F.
Sweater
Freaks. It's a keeper. Love the tilted cowl.
It is very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to join our cowl along.
It's still going until the end of June.
Well, no, June 20. We do this every time. 25th or 26th. on our Ravelry page.
Ravelry page,
Close-knit
close-knit family.
Find the link below.
Below on the end card.
Join us. We have a chatter thread
Mhm.
and a
Faux thread.
2 weeks left.
Mm-hmm.
And again, as evidenced by my comment about my friend who knit it in under a week, for an experienced knitter, it's very doable in under a week. I would say you'd need to be, depending on if you work full time or not, you might need to be monogamous with it to finish it in
the time that's left.
In a week.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, still lots of time to get in on that. I've been super happy. Like, so many people have joined in.
Yeah.
And that's really cool.
Mm-hmm. I'm happy.
Yeah. So that is
ongoing.
The cowl.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yes.
All right. So yarn acquisitions. I did it again, even though I promised myself I would stop buying yarn because it's getting a little ridiculous.
Just a little.
I mean, okay, we have this little sort of display back here. That's not even.
That's nothing.
Yeah. Anyway, so I made an order from Ancient Arts Yarns,
Mm-hmm.
and the first thing was this yarn, which is called Whales in the Water.
Which is so good.
Which is just beautiful. This was the yarn that I saw this one and I said, oh my gosh, that is exactly what I'm looking for my Long Beach themed shawl that I'm designing in my own head. And Whales in the Water couldn't be better. There's little bits of black in here for the orcas, the killer whales. I don't know if we're allowed to call them killer whales anymore because everyone always calls them orcas. But anyway, and the colors, I mean, to me, these colors are the Pacific Ocean.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They're just beautiful. And I like the little bit of white that's in there.
So good.
So, Whales in the Water. So that was what grabbed me. Being me, I can't just get one thing because, you're paying for shipping, so you might as well get everything you want. So, this one is a sock weight.
Yes.
Yarn. It is 100% superwash blue face Leicester wool. 400 meters to 100 grams. Okay, this one is 100% superwash extra fine merino DK.
Ooh, what's it called?
Light worsted, and this is called Because It Was There. And
I can't decide if that's a Mount Everest reference.
I don't know.
Sir, good old what's his name?
Hillary?
Yeah, who hiked Mount Everest for the first time. When asked later why he did it, he said, because it was there.
But, sometimes we all just say because it was there.
Yeah, maybe you just bought this one because it was there.
Yeah, why'd you get that one? Well, because it was there, which is kind of pretty much what happened, actually. So, DK weight, beautiful blues. Again, I'm loving
a short little...
the little bit of white in there, and the purple. So yeah, that one, because it was there, from Ancient Arts. Yeah, okay, I'll do that later. And then, this one I literally did get because of its name. Oh, okay, obviously the colors attracted me too, but so this is, I'm just going to tell you what it is. It's 80% superfine merino, 20% nylon fingering sock yarn, 350 meters to 100 grams. It is called... I just love it. It's called Get Off My Lawn! And I'm sorry, that just really just tickled me pink. Get off my lawn!
Get off my lawn.
Oh my gosh.
Get off my
so
lawn.
it's actually, it's almost sort of that pale yellowy green that my my tank is. And so it's got sort of this little bit of this kind of gold yellowy brown color in here.
Mm-hmm.
A really nice bright green.
Mm-hmm.
And then the dark kind of, what do you call that? Like a
turquoise?
No, that's green. That's
Okay.
like a forest. It's not a
Evergreen.
emerald green. And yeah, I really, really like this. And in all honesty, I think my next, I'm not going to do that while we're talking. My next sweater, the one I'm designing, I'm going to make a smaller version in fingering weight, and I think I'm going to be using that for the colored section.
Nice.
So
Nice.
that's what's probably going to happen with that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's yarn acquisitions, ancient arts yarns, and love.
Mm.
I'm really happy with those colors.
Yes, indeed.
All right, so events from around the
Or
world.
are we going to skip that again?
Oh my gosh! Okay, this would be what Mike brings to the table.
Okay, hi. So last week, follow up to last week, I brought Yarn Quest, which is a knitting RPG, to the table.
And I'm excited about that.
Yeah, so Tanya Richter, who designed it, she got back to me on some questions that I sent her. Principally, when is the next one? And the next one is going to go up at the end of June with a prologue and a welcome letter. It'll run for 8 weeks, and she will send out a ping when it goes live, and there is a thread that you sign up to on Ravelry to get a ping when it goes live.
What's a ping?
Like just a notification. Just like, are your, you know when Ravelry tells you, are your ears burning? Someone linked you in this thread.
Does Ravelry do that?
Ravelry does that. It's happened many times to me.
Oh, lucky you!
Well, because of the cows I was in. And yeah.
How much fun is that? It's never happened.
Ravelry lets you know when someone links you in a thread. And
nobody's linked.
there's a thread in Ravelry that you can go into and just say, hey, add me to the list, and she will add you to the list when it goes out. And you'll be
How do we find that?
It'll be a link in the description below.
Thank you.
I'll
be linking that.
And she just wanted me to share a little bit of more information about Yarn Quest. So it is played solo. You are playing it by yourself. You can sort of go along with other people, but the next book is going to have options for putting together a multi-person party and adventuring through the story of Yarnia that way. It's
Yarnia.
Yarnia. It's set. The setting is called Yarnia.
Oh my gosh, I love this.
Yeah. And you can find all the previous patterns on. You can find all the patterns for the previous MCALs on the Yarn Quest page, which will also be linked below. And you will also find below a link to the Epic Knits group, which is sort of the fan group for all of Tanya's Yarn Quests and designs, and just where people post their. It's a group for Tanya's designs.
Cool.
Called Epic Knits.
Epic Knits.
So yeah, that's an update on last week, and so now I'm gonna bring something to the table for today. We actually just played this last night. It's
second time for me.
Second time for me. And me. First time for my dad. It is a great game called Dominion. Published by Rio Grande Games. It's a really cool game. It's you play as aristocrats of medieval Europe, and you're trying to grow your dominion. And you do this by acquiring cards that allow you to do more things on your turn, do more actions so you can buy more cards, so you can have more buying power, so you can buy more land and ultimately win the game by having the most land. It coined the term deck building game, because that's what you do in the game, is you build a deck. It is recommended for ages 14 plus. 2 to 4 players. They say on the box it'll take 30 minutes to play, which, if you're experienced, yes, it'll take 30 minutes to play. If you're playing with any inexperienced players, an hour to an hour and a half is what we found to be more realistic. And fun fact, when the first edition of this game, this is second, came out in 2009, it won the Spiel des Jahres, which is sort of considered to be the Oscars of the board gaming world in terms of respect. So you see all this in here. You don't play with all that at once.
A little bit at a time.
Yeah, you play with 10 of those at once, which also means that the game has many different ways to play and has a lot of replayability.
Without getting stale.
Yeah, without getting stale. And they also have in the book recommended, play with these cards, they'll do cool things, or you can just pick them at random.
Yeah. And it's one of those ones when you read the instructions or someone tries to explain them to you, it's like it's like
you saw all those cards, right?
You go, what?
Yeah.
But as soon as you start playing it, it's very straightforward. It's so straightforward. And it's a good game. It's lots of fun. We like that one.
Yeah.
We like that one.
I'm glad you like that one. I was a little bit worried.
Yeah, well when you yeah.
When I first played it with Mom, I forgot to explain the most basic mechanic in the
all
game.
Good. It's all good. It's all
anyway.
good. We had fun. We enjoy it, and I will gladly play that one again.
Okay.
Yeah. So now that takes us to events from around the world.
From around the world.
And we're gonna start with Worldwide Knit in Public Day,
which was Saturday.
Yesterday. Which was yesterday.
The 9th.
Yes. And so we got up for Worldwide Knit in Public Day. We were going to meet in Justice Park in Vernon and do our knitting in public. And we're just going to share with you now a short video of what we woke up to. So, good morning. It's Knit in Public Day here in the beautiful sunny North Okanagan of British Columbia. Yeah, it is. So today it's unfortunate. We won't be knitting outside as we had all planned, but inside at the library. So I'll talk to the ladies there and hopefully I can get some, what am I trying to say? Film some of that for us, but I just want to introduce you to Lake Armstrong at the end of our driveway. It's not even in its full glory yet, but whenever it rains really hard, there's a drain actually. One of the city's sewer drains is right there, and it like completely backs up, and the water spills right across the road, and then that's a bank on the other side, and it fills down the bank. But anyway, heading off to Knit in Public Day. Woohoo! So yeah, that was kind of we're not gonna be knitting in the park today. So we'll share with you now some pictures from knitting at our public library, which is actually where we knit on Saturdays anyway. But anyway, it was nice. It was Knit in Public. We had a good turnout for knitting in the library, and that was super nice. So thank you to all my library friends. That was good, and for letting me take your pictures. Now earlier in the week, I think it was on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Mike was like, hey, we've been talking about this Knit in Public Day. Like, when is it again?
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, well, it's this coming Saturday, and we're meeting from
in the morning
at the park
when I'm working.
And Mike had to work, and he was pretty upset.
Yeah.
He was like, man, I'm gonna miss
Knit in
Public Day. Like that was. He was really, really upset about that. And he grabbed his knitting and he stormed out of the house at that point. And I was a little concerned, to say the least, because it was just not like him to just like do that. So I tried to catch up with him and find out what was going on. And we're just going to show you what happened. that day. Okay, I don't know what Mike thinks he's up to, but I'm going to get to the bottom of this. He was pretty upset about the whole, missing Knit in Public Day, so I'm just gonna have to, I don't know, I'm gonna have to try to find him and see what he's up to. Okay, so Mike's told me he's going for a haircut. I don't know. I'm gonna go in and see if I can see what he's up to. Wish me luck.
What are you doing? You can't do that in here. You can't do that in public.
Sorry,
You have to get out.
Okay.
You're scaring the other clients.
Okay.
Get out.
Did you want to order coffee or something?
No, I'm good actually.
Hey, you're just gonna sit here and knit?
Yes.
Hey. Hey! Get over here. You're not gonna believe it. What's going on? There's a guy. He's on the deck. And he's knitting. He's not even ordering a coffee.
I asked him to leave yesterday.
Well. Hey,
Sir.
sorry, but this is for customer use only.
Oh,
Not for people who can just sit here and knit.
I'm sorry.
Somewhere else.
Okay.
No public knitting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm
Bye-bye.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Hi! I played! Hey,
Hi.
what are you doing?
I'm knitting.
Can you put that away?
I'll just leave.
Yeah.
I'll just.
There's
yeah,
kids here.
I'm
That's
sorry.
too
I'm
free.
sorry.
Okay, well, I lost track of him out there, so I hope he's okay. But I beat him home, so I guess we'll see what happens. Hey, Mike. What were you up to?
I was trying to knit in public.
Oh, Mike. That happened. Oh my gosh, we hope you enjoyed that.
Yeah.
We had fun putting it together,
We did.
but this was like, sort of a response to when Mike had said, when we talked about Knit in Public Day before,
Yeah.
and Mike said,
It's the only day you're allowed to knit in public.
and so we just, what would happen if you went and tried to knit in public, not on Knit in Public Day? So we'd just like to say a quick thank you to Cree from Sheer Creations, Susan from Frugal Frocks, Mandy from The Guy Next Door, all located on Okanagan Street in beautiful downtown Armstrong. And Julie and her family. You may have missed in the background the kids playing. Sorry, I snorted again. So yeah, and if you missed that, feel free to go back and see if you can notice the
kids
in the
playing
background.
in the background.
Anyway, that was a good time, and we might just sort of release that on its own in the future just for fun, because that was fun. Anyway, so We're still on events from around
Still
the world.
on events from around the world.
So Yarn Okanagan is next weekend in Kelowna with the Knit and Sip on Friday night, the Marketplace on Saturday, June 16th at the Best Western Inn and Suites in Kelowna on Highway 97. And the other thing I wanted to talk about, so they're all fairly local this time around. Knit City is coming up in Vancouver at the end of September. The 29th and 30th of September is the Marketplace. There are workshops from Friday the 28th through to Monday, October 1st. And the sign up for the workshops opens on Friday, June 15th at 7 p.m. PST, Pacific Standard Time. Some of the workshops are going to fill up very, very quickly. So you might want to go to the Knit Social website, www.knitsocial.ca. We'll put the link down below to get in there, look at the workshops, see if you want to take any, and get ready for getting signed up on Friday night. Also, the IPE, which is the
Interior
Provincial Exposition. It's in the interior of British Columbia. It's a pretty big. It's the second biggest exhibition in British Columbia to the PNE, which goes on for like weeks.
Yeah.
The IPE usually runs, I think, for five days. And we sit here at home and listen to it because it's just down the road.
Yeah.
But the fancy work and sewing competition, which is where we can put in our knitting and our crochet and other hand and needlework and stuff. We were talking about this the other night on Tuesday night at knitting at the coffee shop at Blends. And people were like, oh yeah, no, you can't enter anymore. And there was all sorts of, I guess you could say, a little bit of misinformation shared around. So the entries for the IPE, here's the pretty little book all about the IPE. Entries for the IPE close on Friday, July 20th. So lots of time.
Month and a half. To
get those in. And you don't have to, no late entries.
Yeah.
So that's just for the entry form.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can drop off, or you need to drop off your exhibit on August 27th and 28th.
Mm-hmm.
So you can enter even if your item isn't finished, but you have until the 27th of August to finish that item. So you kind of want to be pretty sure you're going to finish it.
Yeah.
And so there's lots of time still to get your entries in for the IPE. And we know one of the judges this year. And so, yes, enter it. What the heck? You know, what do you got to lose? And then you get a 5-day pass for the fair.
Yeah, just for entering.
Just for entering. Okay, and just the other thing we were talking about is it does not have to be made in the last calendar year. But you can't have entered it before, and it needs to be clean and unsoiled, and it needs to be made by the person entering it.
You.
Well, not necessarily you if you didn't make it. Anyway, so, and all of that information is online on the IPE's website. Mm-hmm. So if you are local and you want to get in on that, do it.
Do it.
Do it. All right. And with that very long episode.
Yeah.
We're done.
Yay!
We love you. And
yet.
You know what? I do want to say, though, thank you so much.
Thank you.
For all of the nice, kind comments, the that you've got, you know, we're having fun.
Yeah.
That's just it.
Yeah.
We're having a good time.
Yeah.
And apparently that's coming across because you guys are indicating that. And we love it. We love that you're saying, well, yeah. I'm going to stop now. I think my point is, you know, is made. So, but yeah, so give us a like because, you know, the likes get us out to more people. And
shares do that a little more directly.
Yeah, yeah. And we're, what am I trying to say? We're growing slowly, and that's fine. We, I think, you know, we're growing with people who are watching us.
Yep.
And so that's nice.
Yeah.
Subscribe.
Yep.
That makes us just feel good.
Yeah.
It's not that we need those outside, what's that word? The outside confirmation. Outside.
Something like.
Anyway. Not that we thrive on.
Knowing.
What is that word? Anyway. If you know the word.
Comment it.
Tell me what it is, because it's not coming to me right now. And share.
Yeah.
And subscribe and hit the little bell so that you know you don't miss an episode. Okay. Tell your friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
that's about it.
Kind of wraps us up.
So.
Keep
your knitting
family
close.
Close.
And your family closer. Bye.